Hello and welcome back to the Hat Warrior. And today I'm going to be doing something. I'm going to be doing a tier list of every single Warriors character in the game. As far as I know, if I'm missing anyone, put it in the comments and I'll do them next time. I'm also going to put the minions up next time. But I should have all of the Warriors and the specials and the seasonals. So let's go through and I'll kind of rate them. So I'm going to start here, kind of have them in a bit of an order. So, well, not really. So we'll start with Agulik. So I think Agulik's got quite a cool design. He looks quite nice, although Phantom Shield is kind of meh in my opinion. It's not great. I think design-wise he's quite good. Like he could be up here, but Phantom Shield just really does it for me. So I'm going to put him in B. Akka. Akka is a really strong starting warrior. He's really cool. I quite like him. I've used him a bit. I've not been able to get him to high levels, but I've seen what he does at high levels, and he like absolutely shreds. Also, the design's quite cool. Yeah, he can get an A. I don't think he could beat Bone Shaker single-handedly, but he's definitely quite good. Ardo. Ardo is like not very distinguished. Like, I don't know, he's just not very special. He kind of also just looks like a Huneric clone, so I feel like he's going to go in basically a Toki clone here. Malik needs no explanation. Maximus. Ooh, Maximus. Maximus is quite good, but I've noticed he kind of like falls behind my other post 34s. Because he's just not that great. I'm not quite sure why. He can get he'll go in a B with because he looks really cool. Like he looks hella cool, but whether he's actually that good is another question. McCabe, yeah, I feel like if his design was slightly more unique, he could probably get a Bone Shaker single-handedly. But this is like the thing is he looks very basic and he doesn't look particularly great. He doesn't have a great look about him, and the fact that he starts at legendary means that he never really improves his looks. So he's gonna get an A. Joan is quite cool. Joan is really quite a strong one, and I think has quite cool design as well. So I think Joan can get an A. Brutus. Okay, Brutus, another starter one. And he looks so cool in legendary form. Like, look at that. That's just incredible. I think Brutus is quite cool. Soul Steel's quite based, but no elemental damage on Soul Steel. Like that's not Brutus's fault, I guess. Yeah, he can get a Bone Shaker. Yeah, that could beat Bone Shaker single-handedly too. Akbar, he's got like a groovy look to him. Like he looked quite cool, but like this is him in his later phases. So I feel like from what I've seen of the earlier stages, he's not great. And I never actually got to use him. I think he's got Rolling Thunder. I'm pretty sure he has Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder's quite cool, but I think he's just kind of he's the celebratory 100 Warriors warrior. So like I'm not going to put him too low down. I think he can get a B. He's just not really that special and memorable. Abu, another starter one. I think Abu can get an A because the design's really good, and while people may disagree, I think this legendary form is possibly the best version other than the rare form. He'll get an A. We'll put him an A. Kendrick's carried quite a bit for me. He's one of like the few warriors I've got at 3-star, and he's quite good when you have him. It's like an air gunner in a way, and his design's quite cool, and he looks quite cool. But I don't know, he's just really not that memorable. He can get a B, I think. Boris, he was my starting rare. Yeah, Boris is just great. He looks cool. He doesn't really depreciate as you upgrade him, like looks wise, and his stats are great. His special move's great. I think that he's pretty good. Quan, um, looks cool. Water boost. He can get B. Boudica, again, kind of like, despite being a main titles warrior, Boudica's just really not that memorable, but looks quite cool and has switch strike, so you can go there. Breath, I feel the thing with Breath is like he looks quite cool because he's the title picture of the at least the iOS version of Warriors. So I look at him every time I open the app, and I remember like seeing that when they updated it and being like, "Oh, that's cool." But like, he has a bucket on his head. Like, his upgrade makes him look complete garbage, and I think that deserves a C tier for that. Blaine, Blaine looks really cool when he's fully upgraded like this, but his early stages are like, ew, I do not want to see that anywhere near me. Like, my gosh, what the hell is that? So I think Blaine can get a B. Regen, yeah, purely because of my dislike of Regen, he gets a C. Like, Regen is really just mid-tier. Like, now, Bibi, again, not really memorable. It's supposed to be quite good, but I don't think, like, I'll put in B. Kuro could beat Bone Shaker single-handedly. That's just obvious. I think only thing downside with him is probably the fact that you need someone like Kofi in front. But really, realistically, if Kuro trains to a high enough level, he could probably just like drop Bone Shaker like one hit. But if we ever got to saw Bone Shaker, that is. But you know, if we ever got to see Bone Shaker, that's how grammar works. Okay, so who else? Okay, now we've got Benkei. So there, it's just like a mid-tier design because like you don't see any of the character. I feel like the special move's quite okay, but like you have Kido, who's also a legendary, who fulfills like the exact same role, except is Earth and looks hella cool. So I feel like just for that, Benkei gets a C tier. Bada, I had Bada at one point. I sacrificed him for Warrior Stones. Might have been a mistake. But Bada's quite cool, and I underestimated the power of Bada, so I feel like as a response to that, I'm going to have to put him in A just because of like how underutilized he was in my like old team formation. So, okay, Jin. Jin is kind of carrying on the Nuzlocke, not gonna lie. Like, I would have probably put him like B or C tier prior to the Nuzlocke, but I feel like he's managed to, like, he looks quite cool as well in legendary form, so I'm probably gonna drop him in an A because he's surprisingly good, and I feel like it's just Phantom Strike that carries, but like, still. Attila's mid and is basically just like copy paste Zengis, like for looks, and then like Counter Blow is really good, except when Attila has it, so I feel like he gets dropped in basically a Toki clone. Amina, legendary with poison. The design's okay. I think C tier is probably pretty good. Like, it's not a Toki clone, but not great anyway. Amardoc, again, rare with healing. Just mid, to be honest. Like, not terrible, but why did that exist? Alohi, Alohi looks kind of cool, and he is one of the few warriors that I did upgrade past the 34. He's one of my 5 post 34 warriors, and that's because he was the only one I could have. I would have done Kazumi had I managed my resources correctly, but I didn't. So Alohi was the only one I had the opportunity to upgrade. And so, honestly, he's going to go in C because I don't like him, and he's bad. Like, every time you're like, oh, an overpowered special move. Oh, wait, it's Alohi. Damn, he's complete garbage. So, like, he's not going to get Tokicon because he has, like, a quite cool design. And my attempt to custom it in a customs office thing, I did a thing, and it just didn't turn out great because of how different Toki's, like, design is. like for the weapon and the helmet. Cthulhu obviously could easily beat Bone Shaker. Um, I think we just all know how overpowered Cthulhu and Kuro are. Like, there's no way they were never going in this red tier. Cham. See, Cham's quite cool because, if you don't know, I developed a board game version of World of Warriors, which had like a board and stuff, and it's got quite complicated rules. But Cham was like the warrior I used, and he actually like shredded opponents. And despite the fact that he's like a Zuma clone, like pretty much, like if I made a custom of him, and like I literally just used Zuma and repainted some of the features. I didn't even like bother with the pointy ears because that's like the only difference. But he's kind of cool. I feel like originality, he's really not up there, and his special move isn't great. But just for the fact that like he absolutely shredded in my game, I'm gonna put him in C. Okay, Everard. C, just not memorable. I think Clovis, starter warrior, but again, just really not that memorable. So I think we drop him. He gets a B because he's a starter. Literally only for that reason. Mahinda, pretty cool looking. Fire boost, again, kind of mid, so we'll drop him B. Ooh, Mungo. I feel this is my thing with Mungo is he's cool looking. He's pretty decent on attack, but I don't think he's good enough to make it up here. I think he's definitely an A tier warrior, but I don't think he's Bone Shaker single-handedly. Makito, if you've ever seen any gameplay with Makito or used him, this guy is brutal. Like, he's insane, but I still am only willing to drop him in the A tier. Erica's cool, but it's nowhere near good enough to make it to the top. Dungara, again, just another solid A tier, design-wise and player-wise, and also the fact that he does exist as a figure is a big key part of that. I absolutely love the Dungara figure. It's really nice and looks quite cool, and he's one of the two Earth legendaries that are available as figures, so that's quite cool. Dao. Now, Dao with Team Strike is quite cool, but like as the legendary with Team Strike, he falls like second to Helios, and like Helios is just better. And I love how I say that. I'm just trying to find him in my lineup so I can like drag him up, but he's actually not there. Okay, so I'll have to drop in a text box here with Helios. Damn. Okay, so let's put Dow somewhere. I feel like he can get a B. Because he's not bad, he's just meh, you know. So then we can do Helios quickly. Helios can get an A. Helios is quite cool. I'm going to pop the text down there. Leonidas. Okay, so this is an Earth Combo Rush. And Earth Combo Rush, I've not seen in action, but he's I think 2-pip. Which in theory should mean he's slightly weaker than Ali, but we all know how scuffed the pip system is, so I think we can put Leonidas in A, solid A tier. Okay. Or Leonidas, or however you say it. Kofi's got like garbage attack, but I feel he could easily drop Bone Shaker, like just because like Bone Shaker would just die of old age before he manages to kill Kofi. Like Kofi's just the meat shield. He's literally the equivalent of Dagdoom for the Warriors. Crockett's quite cool. Switch Strike. Yeah, if he can get a B. Crixus. Interestingly, I have the picture of Crixus without the trident. I'm pretty sure he always has a trident, but in this instance, he doesn't. Like, I think this is an unreleased version of him, but I'm not sure. So, I'm going to probably like, if I just judge this as a regular Crixus, of course, I'm going to say that he probably deserves an A. An A. Crixus is a really memorable character, and I should probably mention that it's like almost the fact that he's the introduction for me to warriors. Like, I probably wouldn't be here without the cool design of Crixus, and so I, I think for that I've got to put him in. Could be Bone Shaker. He's top tier definitely. Ivan, kind of a glass cannon. The plus 35% physical or whatever, no, plus 25% physical is incredible, but like his stats aren't that great. I feel like I'll drop him in a B, but he could make it up to A if combined with like Tiberius and stuff. Gatekeeper as an unlockable character is quite cool. I hate the fact that he's not air. When you unlock him, he's water, which is stupid as hell. Which is why as a character, I'm going to put him in B. Should have been air, and he's not quite as strong as I'd have liked him. Flavia, Flavia's okay. She's one of the super rares I got from the Honor Door, but honestly, not that impressive, and I think it kind of falls under, like, the Alohi category. It's like, I have her, she's okay, but, like, really, just drop her and see. Gunner, you already know. He is literally, like, the World of Warriors character, other than Toki. Like, he is the guy. So he has to. Like, there's no other choice. Ironheart's really cool. And I used to use him quite a bit until I ran out of materials. So he can get an A. He can get an A. Gajamada, if you've ever seen Cheetah's videos, Gajamada's absolutely insane. Instant Bone Shaker tier. Lance, Starter Warrior, Thunder Strike, which is way too strong. So easy A there. So we've got Hector, not Pelion. Key one to remember. I recently did a customs video. So I'm going to probably put him up in, like, he's got Firestorm, so I think that's a pretty, like, he looks kind of cool, but he's also kind of a Pelion clone, like, looks wise, so he can get a B because I'm not sure who came first, but Furio feels like he should shred, and sometimes does, but not quite as much as I'd like him to. The design is cool though, so we'll get a B. Osric looks hella cool. I'm still not convinced with Shockstorm though, so I'll probably drop him and see. Leon, Brawling Gaul, yeah, Starter Warrior, Ice Storm, been decent in the Nuzlocke, so I'll probably drop him. He can go B. He's not too great. Generic, Surprise, Vandal King. He looks cool, and I appreciate the fact that his figure is like the most bare bones figure you can get, so he can become practically anyone if you get enough of the figure. But in game, that makes him seem really unoriginal, so I'm going to drop him with. Although I'm pretty sure he's got 4 pip surprise, which means he's stupidly strong. I've not quite seen him in other stuff, so I'll pop him in a. Oh, we've got a great one next. Hua. So the thing with Hua is she's not a tank. Her stats are complete garbage. She has a 1 pip special, and it's not great. But she's quite an original character design, which I think saves her from the Toki clone tier. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have to put her up in C. Anil? Ooh. So the thing with Anil is actually quite cool because I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I think he's kind of like a developer team cameo, um, which is quite cool. So, and he's a decent warrior. He has a nice design. I'm pretty sure he's got okay stats. He's got Inferno. Yeah, he's I think solid B tier. Hannibal, the Carthaginian general. Okay, so Hannibal's got a nice design. Stats aren't great, and he does like. While the design is nice of his looks, like he's not anything special. So I think his stats aren't great, and he's also one of the few warriors that, when you collect the figures, appears like trillions of times. Like I have so many Hannibals, so I'm gonna drop him in basically a Toki clone. Kasim. Yeah, he's cool, I guess, just not too memorable. He can go in B tier. Sophia. Again, it's a lot of these are just like not too memorable. I think I'll pick out all the ones that are like just B tier because they're like okay, just not memorable. So we'll put Sophia there. Who else we got down here? Is kind of just like mid Simo, T2. Zazam, Taru, Gunther, Ethelred, Molly. So like all of those are like decent warriors. They're just so forgettable that like they don't deserve to be anywhere else. Like they're not bad, so they don't deserve to go in lower tiers, but they're just forgettable and just aren't that great. Okay, let's continue then. Kazumi's quite cool. I think it's a solid B, definitely. Um, Maybe even an A, not quite sure. Kibi, I regret sacrificing Kibi. Yeah, Kibi can go up there. Kibi is a quite a cool one. His design's quite nice and the special's quite good. Decent stats again. Spurious, another one of the ones who I had but I regret sacrificing. He can go up there. It's actually funny because I can't remember which way around it was, but I think I sacrificed either Spurious or Bada to get an extra summon and then got the other one, and they have like the same special moves and like they're pretty much balanced. So it's like, why did I bother? Ram, quite easily an A, I think. Cool design, decent stats, main title character. Balash, C. He's forgettable and doesn't look great, and I'm also going to drop Labashi there as well, because Labashi is not not good. Volton, again, another one of those mid-B ones where you're like, Otto, like, is another one that would be one of these, just his design is, like, not great. I don't like him too much, so I'm going to drop him and C. Isaac, the Nubian Hunter, yeah, he's pretty cool. I don't think he's cool enough to make an A, though, I think. I'll drop him in B for now. I might change that. Amanar, the Chirag tribesman. Oh, yeah, he can get an A. I think he looks quite cool with the blue and stuff. I never actually got to use him, but he seems to do pretty well in, like, the cheetah vids and whatnot. Kido, Masked Samurai. Ooh. He could probably beat Burnshake single-handedly. Like, have you seen the look of that guy, like, the mask and stuff? I'm sure you can find a pic. Well, actually, I couldn't. But you can look it up on the wiki, I'm sure. Actually, no, you can't because he doesn't have a page. That's why I don't have a picture. Well, I'll put a picture up there anyway. Zuma. Easy Bone Shaker tier. Soaring Eagle? Yeah, Soaring Eagle's pretty good, but I think just doesn't make it in here because it's just not quite memorable enough, so like we'll drop him in B. But like a high B, I think. Larok is stupid overpowered, so that's like an A tier. I don't think... Ooh, you know what, he could probably do Bone Shaker single-handedly. So now we've got a couple special warriors in the middle. So we've got Kusos, who was never actually released. He looks kind of cool, and his various evolutions are quite cool. I think because we never really got to see him, but like, and he's a rare, I'm gonna put him in B. Maybe if I'd been able to use him, I'd put him somewhere else, but there was never really a chance. Jacko. Jacko's really cool. I like Jacko a lot. I think that's an A with Jacko. Yeah, Jacko's an A. Gore. So Gore is literally a Toki clone. Like, I can't put him anywhere else because his design isn't great. He's Tornado Strike and a common, which is literally just Toki. Like, I'm like, this tier is just like for unimaginative ones, but like this guy literally is a Toki clone, so he doesn't get a chance. Antico, ooh, he has like a really groovy design, but he's like a low pip regen, I think, or no, he's a 3-pip regen, or at least he was supposed to be. If you know anything about my opinions on regeneration, you'll know that I really don't get along with that. So I'll probably toss him... Like, he would have been A had he had, like, a better special move. Like, Inferno or something. Inferno would have been cool, but no. He gets a B because he has regen. I hate regen with my soul. Like, when I get regen from Surprise, I just, like, leave the battle. I restart the battle because it's just rubbish. So, Crimpus... No. Yeah, Crimpus could easily destroy Bone Shaker. If you've ever looked at his like special move rating and all that, like he's just way too strong. He's just insanely overpowered. Tamerlane, he has Combo Rush. You can't do anything. Like Combo Rush is just too good. Combo Rush is insane. Even though it's 1 pip, he's still crazy. Carrion. I think Carrion's pretty good. He's... Actually, I'll probably throw Tamerlane up a tier. Carrion is... How do I say it? He's quite good. Like I said, he wouldn't make it into the Bone Shaker tier, but, like, he's pretty good. But once you get, like, Click Clack and stuff, Click Clack is, like, a better version of Carrion, except he's not elementally aligned. Master Fu... Kind of like a rip-off Crimpus, so he will go like... Not really, but like... He's Counterblow, he's pretty good. But like, really, overall, just A tier. Like, Kringle. Kringle's quite cool, but... And he's a seasonal warrior. I think, yeah, we'll drop him in A because he looks quite cool, and it's a nice idea to have the seasonal warriors, but... I don't think seasonal warrior... Sorry, I don't think the Seasonal Warrior should get you a Bone Shaker tier because he really couldn't. Like, he's okay, but it's just not good enough. Agrippa looks quite cool, but like Poison Hive can actually be really powerful when used properly though, so he can go in A tier for now. Ragnar is kind of very much taken from Dead Fang, like the design, but I still think he's like unique enough to where I think he could. I think I'll put him in B. Actually, I was going to put him in A, but I don't know, just not too much originality, and like he's not too good. I don't think. Zenobia, I think that's an easy A. Zenobia's quite cool, quite powerful. And Carly is very similar. A tier. Rolling Thunder legendaries with cool designs. So Batgirl. It's Stun Strike again, but from what I've heard, Batgirl is like actually really bad. So, like, because I was looking at this and a lot of people like, she's really not that good. She has a cool design, which I think will put her in the B tier, but apparently she's not that great stats wise. Kashta looks really cool. My only problem is how like similar some of his design is to Ram. Like not super, but like, and like I know the reason they are like that is because of historical similarity and whatnot. But I think again it's just slightly too similar to me for me. So I think he gets a B. Pacorus. Garbage stats, garbage look, gets even worse as you upgrade him. Literally a Toki clone. Like, he's bad, which puts him in the Toki clone tier. He's not actually a Toki clone. Arpad, the only other Shock Stormer in the game, other than Osric, he's cool. I love his design, and his special move's actually kind of worth it, so he can go up there. Ying with Counter Blow. He's got a nice design, and counter blows are pretty decent. Well, and I think he can get an A. Yeah, he can get an A. Wolf, another one of those that are like kind of falls behind in strength wise, and he's cool, but like he's just not quite good enough. Design wise, yeah, design wise he's pretty good. I think he secures himself a B. Wang, nah, not doing it, mate. I think he's just original enough to save himself from a Toki clone tier, but he's close. Grim, again, he's forgettable, but even then his design isn't that great, so he just kind of drops into Toki clone tier. Vlad is really, really nice. Like, no, actually, I'm going to put him in A, because despite how much I like Vlad, Soul Steal is really not the move. Like, Soul Steal is kind of mid, to be honest. I think, but his Hunter, like, the elemental damage he does against Earthwalk, like, he shreds through that health, it's crazy. And he's great for specific fights. Wallace looks cool, Bombard, I think he's quite cool. Yeah, solid A for Wallace. Viriathus, again, he's just a nice, solid, good warrior, so I think he can go in A. Balkar, the Iberian warrior. He's nice. Like, I really like Balkar. Balkar is, like, he's a great, like, stepping in point for, like, stun strike warriors, and I think he's quite good. I have him myself personally, and I've used him, and he's pretty decent. So, his stats aren't quite good enough to get an A, I think. So he's gonna get like a high B, I think. So we'll do that. Utu, I love him. I was trying to get him throughout the time I had the game. Never actually got him, which is a shame, but still, done a custom of him. If you check out Customs Office episode 1. Anyway, Unk's quite cool. Yeah, he can get an A. I think Unk deserves an A tier. Alboin. Alboin looks really goofy, but like he has better stats than Joan, I think, and he's really cool, so yeah, he's definitely an A. Toki, definitely Bone Shaker tier. He's quality. He shouldn't have died in New Hero. Hong, Combo Rush, Water. He's got a nice design. I think, yeah, he's kind of. I think he's just like high B as well. Like he's kind of kind of forgettable, but like he's still pretty good. Tiberius is really strong. Like, he's got nice stats, got a good special, and he's got that insane plus 35% physical leader skill. Like, I think he's quite good. Tembez? Yeah, Tembez is quite nice. I think he's also... Is he... No, he's not actually a title screen warrior, but he's still a pretty memorable one. Vengeance is quite cool, and I think it fits like with him quite well. Like when you say Vengeance, I think of Tembez. Yeah, so he's gonna go in A tier. Alkan, another one of those rare warriors that was added like later into the game's life. As I say later, like end 2015 kind of time, but he's just so forgettable, and his design isn't that great. He gets a C, I think. It's a shame because he is, I think, another one of those, what they called, like, mind candy, or like developer references, because he, one of the people working on the project was called Alkan, which I think is quite cool. Gwen's quite nice. I think that's an A. Not much more to it. Ali could entirely drop Bone Shaker single-handedly. Like, there's nothing you can do. Ali, if you've ever seen, if you watch my the end ... question mark video, you know Ali is the utter beast. Like, you give him a couple like power talismans, boost potion, 6 mana. He can literally destroy almost any warrior in one hit. It's stupid. Wu, he looks quite cool, even though he is kind of very much a default Toki with a kind of slightly edited. But I've told in the tower, he clutches up like crazy, so I'm going to drop him in A. I can't give him a Bone Shaker single-handedly because of regen, but apparently that helps you like clutch the tower. So he can go there. Shaka looks really cool. Shaka gets an A. Stats aren't that great, but like low-level surprise and really cool looking, especially when upgraded. Ravi, oh, I'm torn. I think Ravi's definitely an A, but he could be up here. I think Ravi's really cool. I'll put him in A. Zengis. If you need any explanation on why Zengis is Bone Shaker single-handedly, your opinion doesn't matter. Osgood, yeah, he's an A. Not much to it. Sakuma, ooh, here or here? I think I'll drop Sakuma there. Seini is insane. Like, if you can do that properly, if you can put the right number of talismans on and get him to a high level, he will... like, Seini with Retribution is... very few other enemies are surviving that. Sama's got a cool design, but is kind of too... like Phantom Shield, you know? And I really don't like Phantom Shield. So I think he's going to go in C. I don't think I can stand him. Yeah, so Rodrigo is basically a Toki clone. Anyway, Ping. I'm just kidding. No, I love Rodrigo. His design's great. Yeah, he could he beat Bone Shaker single-handedly? Yeah, I think he is. He's up there. Ping, again, another cool one. Although Tempest is kind of mid, like, Tempest doesn't do great. The damage is really meh, so I think that kind of takes her away from the top tier, but still, okay, only 2 more left. Pelion. Yeah, Pelion's pretty cool, but he couldn't do Bone Shaker single-handedly, I think. And now finally, Aredna. Aredna is kind of like Tiberius, except has 4 pips surprise, which is just insane, instead of boost, which I think just means that, like, I think actually is a plus 25% physical for lead skill, but still, If you've ever watched any of Tristan Morris's videos, especially Arena's max damage surprise or whatever, you know that Arena is way too overpowered, especially in combination with Ivan and Tiberius. So Arena goes and could beat Bone Shaker single-handedly to round off this tier list. Let me know if you want to see any more of this. I think I'll probably do collectible warriors, not collectible, collectible minions maybe, or just all the minions and bosses and add them to here. As you can see, there's a lot of A's and B's, and then it kind of thins out. There's very few warriors that like actively are in the bad tiers. I mean, C has a couple in. Yeah. Anyway, so let me know if there's anything you strongly disagree on. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.